Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Ward. Great weekend in the world of sports. We had the College World Series. Every game was a close one, except for, of course, the Tigers. They took care of business against Tennessee. They play tonight. The Braves sweep the Rockies 4 games, and they looked about as good as they possibly could doing it. 56 runs over the last 6 games. They're averaging close to 10 runs a game. Everything is clicking for this team, and they look like the scariest team in baseball. I've been saying this. I've been waiting for it. Now we get to talk about it. This is the Braves team we all expected. They're not even at full strength. They're not even close. We had Sean Murphy injured at the end of the game. We still don't have Max Fried. We still don't have Kyle Wright. It doesn't matter. Everything on this team is clicking. Orlando Arcia looks like the best shortstop in all of baseball. I mean, what can you say about this guy? We talk about it all the time. Should we stop being surprised? Like when he's hitting 340. He's hitting 340. He's on pace over 160 games to have 7.5 WAR. Eddie Rosario, probably the weakest link on the team, the weakest bat on the team, has 6 homers in the last 5 games. He's on pace for 25. When your worst hitter is going to hit 25 homers and have an 800 OPS, I mean, I don't know how anybody beats this team come October. It's really just stay healthy because this is the gravy train and we're riding on it.
Yeah, I think there's 7 or 8 Braves who have double-digit home runs.
So there's no for like 40.
Yeah,
there's just our second baseman hitting 40 homers.
There's no soft spot in this lineup, which is crazy that we were just talking about how, the weakest link was Eddie Rosario, and then he just comes out and has the series of, it looks like he's playing the Dodgers. And I just told you, I don't know if it's just the Braves are this good or the Rockies are that bad, combination of both. But the Braves look unbeatable. We spotted them 5 runs. Charlie Morton didn't have his best stuff early. He settled down. And it still wasn't enough. We put up 14 on him. It's just, we keep saying it. We're in the golden years. I mean, it's never been better than right now for the Atlanta Braves.
And I had a lot of people pissed off at me because I went Sal Licata. I think it was Friday night or whatever. But I'm just telling you, I don't care. Like, no one is catching this team. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if it's June. I said the same thing in March. I said the same thing in June of last year. We were going to win the division. You can be cocky. Like, watch the games. Like, this team is unstoppable. And you cannot, even if they go on a little lull where they lose, they go 7-12 or something like they did in May. Eventually, the cream rises to the top over 162 games. I say it all the time. And we are the cream. And we're coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the division, first of all, the Mets, I mean, it's pathetic. I kind of feel bad for the fans at this point, but the Marlins and Phillies are playing incredible baseball, and they are making up no ground in the division because the Braves are that good. It's got to be so frustrating to win 9 out of 10 games over a stretch and make up no ground.
Lose ground. They've lost. The Marlins have played unbelievable baseball. They were 3.5 games back a week ago, and now they're 5 games back. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's crazy.
The Phillies, I think if you look, the Phillies, Braves, and Marlins have the best records in baseball since June, and like they've lost half a game each. Like, it's absurd. So let's bring up the question again. We talked about it last week. Who is the biggest threat? Because I said the Mets, but now I'm like, I'm an idiot for saying that. I mean, they're 12.5 games back. Like, they do not look like a good baseball team. The Phillies look a little bit better. The Marlins are surprising everybody. I mean, who is the biggest threat? You got the Phillies 8 games back. You got the Marlins 5 games back. I mean, I'm going to say none of them are actual legitimate threats. They're not catching the Braves. I've already said that. But if you had to pick one, who would it be? Like, do we believe the Marlins now? Because, I mean, they're playing great baseball.
Yeah, I want to revert back to the Mets. I mean, losing Pete Alonso, it's crazy what it's done to their offense. I mean, they are feeble. Talk about feeble. Phillies have the star power. Phillies have the star power, so I'm going to go with the Phillies. I don't believe the Marlins offense is sustainable. What they're doing, their pitching is unbelievable, obviously. I'm going to go with it's hard to say. Just like you said, none of them are going to catch him, so we're just having a pointless conversation about no one's going to catch the Braves. But if I had to choose, probably the Phillies because of the star power. And I keep just not believing in the Marlins, but they're playing great baseball. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm going to lean towards Phillies because they have the star power. I still respect. Listen, if I'm talking about a playoff series, I can tell you I do not want to run back that NLDS from a year ago. Like, I do not want to do. And that very well could be what happens. the Phillies look like a good team. They look like a team that's going to get in the wild card. They could easily win that, and then boom, you're right back where you were last year. And I hate playing division teams in the playoffs. I hate playing division team. And the Phillies, even in the regular season, like they're the one NL East team that seems to always play the Braves good. Like it doesn't matter where it is, where it's played. They have that confidence after winning last year. Like if there was a team I don't want to play in the playoffs, probably over anyone, I'd rather play the Dodgers.
Yeah,
like I like the way the Braves match up with the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are the weakest they've ever been. If there was one team in the entire National League I probably don't want to play in the playoffs, it's probably the Phillies.
Yeah, because when they get hot and they mash, just like the Braves. I mean, the long ball plays in October, and the Phillies can mash. And they got 2 horses on the bump, that could probably go toe-to-toe with anybody in the league. So, yeah, it's definitely the Phillies. It's crazy to think about. We're talking about a team that's 8 games back and could give us fits in the playoffs because that's just baseball. It's not like who's been the best all season. It's who's the best in October. And the Phillies are, have that kind of power in the lineup. And when you got
also have the 2 horses up front and Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. Like you can throw those guys 4 times in a series. Like those guys are beasts. Like there's no getting around that. And they pitch well against the Braves and they obviously have that confidence. But I'm talking, I mean, that's really, to me, the biggest threat in the entire National League. Like, I think the Braves are so far ahead of everybody else in the National League to where, like, I'm thinking about matchups already. I'm like, who are we going to play in the first round? Because the Braves are going to have the best record in the National League. They're going to have the best record. They're going to have home field. They're going to have the number 1 seed. Like, put it on the board. Put it on the board. You can say I'm cocky. You can say I shouldn't say this stuff. I don't care. Put it on the board. They're unstoppable. Who do we play next? Who do we beat next? I don't even know who's on the docket. Who do we play next? I didn't even start.
I want to talk about the Diamondbacks are a legitimate threat. They remind me a lot of the Braves, like 3, 4, 5 years ago when the Braves just started this run. I think in 2018-ish. They're not going to be an easy outcome the postseason at all. I mean, when you have Gallen's. You said it last week, and I didn't really believe it. I looked it up. Yeah, I mean, he's the best pitcher in baseball right now, or at least the National League. So the Diamondbacks aren't to be trifled with at all.
No, I mean, the Diamondbacks are legit. They got that young, hungry. I mean, like, you talk about the young teams that are kind of up and coming in the National League. You go Marlins, you go Diamondbacks, and I think the Diamondbacks are much further ahead. Corbin Carroll is an absolute superstar. He's an absolute superstar. I mean, as good as Ronald Acuna has been, Corbin Carroll has been just as good. And I know we get to watch Ronald Acuna every day. We don't get to watch Corbin Carroll every day. But I'm telling you, if the situations were switched and this was a Diamondbacks pod, this was a Diamondbacks show, we'd be talking about him the same way. I mean, the guy's an absolute superstar, and he's a rookie. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what his MVP odds were to start the season, but if you have a future on that, congratulations, because that guy is a superstar. He's a superstar. And I saw someone compare him to Ichiro. I'm like, yeah, if Ichiro could hit 45 bombs, like he's better than Ichiro. Like, I'm sorry. Like he's a superstar. But I mean, this Braves team, I'm just thinking up and down the lineup. What can we talk about? Orlando Arcia, Michael Harris. And you realize these guys are hitting 7, 8, 9, Eddie Rosario, Marcell Ozuna. It's just
Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson flipped in the lineup, and Matt Olson's just turned into
Austin Riley hasn't even started hitting consistently.
That's the craziest thing.
Austin Riley are probably our best hitter outside of Ronald Acuna. Hasn't even gotten hot yet. And and when you have a lineup like this where there's no holes and it's just like, oh, okay, Marcell Ozuna is not really that hot right now. Okay, well, Eddie's going to hit 6 homers in 5 games. Okay, Ronald's not as hot as he is. Oh, Matt Olson, my guy, Matt Olson. He's gonna hit a couple grand slams. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal. I mean, it's a great time to be a Braves fan, and it's only gonna get better, dude. Because we got good news on Max Fried and Kyle Wright right before the weekend started. Max Fried has started throwing off the mound. Kyle Wright started long tossing. I even saw Tyler Matzik out there tossing. You see that video?
Yeah, I did see that.
No, there's no way he can come back this year.
No way. But he said after that video was released that he wants to come back this year. I don't see it happening.
That's an unreal turnaround. I mean, he had Tommy John literally in October of last year. I mean, he would have to go in late September last year. Tommy John coming up after the break. We are going to talk Hawks rumors.